now, the Concealed Taco Dudes podcast, episode number
70.
With Omar the tent maker, Jason of Concealment Solutions,
Yes.
and Taco the taco maker of Full.Lead.Taco. And I'm your host,
Velvet.
Stan Black Velvet.
Black
Stan
Velvet.
Cotton. Welcome, everyone. I've got a bit of a cold, so I've got that Phoebe vibe. If you guys really prod me, I'll sing Smelly Cat for you. But if not, you can go back and see one of the other episodes. Smelly Cat, Smelly Cat. You've heard it. We all love it. It's been on Friends. Admit it. We've all heard it. Anyway, welcome. Sorry. I'm trying to. Lots of energy here. Yeah, welcome to the show. We've got some really good sponsors, and Jason's going to tell us about them right now.
We do. We're going to do a sponsor blitz. NOE Bullet Molds. You can find them at noebulletmolds.com. Manufacturers of the finest bullet molds in the universe.
And
wow.
owner of the NOE Studios, which we would have been broadcasting live had it not been, I think, this week from my family COVID problems. I've got two daughters that we suspect highly are infected. I believe they do have it. We'll see. Yeah. They've been tested, and we won't know till tomorrow. So, in light of Thanksgiving coming up and not wanting to ruin everything for
everybody.
Taco,
for everybody.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You have a lot of those far left governors who are trying to ruin Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
No singing, no being grateful.
Yeah.
No eating food.
Really?
No turkey.
What the heck?
They actually have said no singing. And they've said, limit it to only 2 families, or some states are saying only your own family. And anyways.
Zeke Heil is all I can say.
Use
Zeke Heil.
Use the code FLT001, save you 10%. And
there you go.
They carry the finest reloading machines as well. So
I have a friend who just stopped by there and just bought like 100 pounds of lead. He's like, I cannot find bullets anywhere, and so he's like, I'm just gonna buy this lead and then come over and you can help me make bullets. So I said, sure.
There you go.
Wow, is that all it takes, man? I've got 100 pounds of bullets. Can I come over and help, and you'll help me load bullets?
I can help you make bullets. I can help you load stuff.
he has
okay.
The bullets.
Okay, all right.
No, Stan,
I have a lot of 40.
You're infected.
I don't count.
Nobody wants to be around you.
I know. Well, that's just normal.
All he has to do is put on one of those single layer cloth masks, and we'll all be safe.
Right.
Nice.
Those cloth masks that nobody washes, that that they
share, pass around the family.
They just
it's like
the people with
like
kids.
Mosquitoes flying through a chain link fence. I mean,
you go to a grocery store. You go to a grocery store, and you're like, "Does everyone have their mask?" And I can't find mine. Just wear his.
Yeah.
Isn't the one that they've been breathing into for like the last month.
Yeah. Just take your sock off and wrap it around your face.
You should stick a clothespin in your like pants or something, so then you can put your shirt over your nose and then clothespin it onto your nose.
Huh. That's a brilliant idea.
Hey, that's a good idea.
I bet you that would work. I mean,
wouldn't be very comfortable.
No.
Yeah.
But
probably not.
This relates to sponsors in no way, shape, or form.
No.
And so we're going to go on to our next sponsor.
So much for the sponsor blitz. Can't even get through one.
Let's stay on topic. Here we go. Number
Black
2.
Ice Coatings. They make black ice coatings
and coats.
That was a horrible sponsorship or whatever.
But it's memorable.
Yes,
they make black ice coatings. Yeah,
I was just at Black Ice today.
They do Cerakoting.
3 bolt carrier groups to get Teflon coated.
Is that for the Scout pistols?
No.
Or you just had
these are
you're
just
that
for
rich
builds,
that you can just go in and
builds that I'm doing or future builds.
Wow.
I bought 3 bolt carrier groups because I figured I would get them before they got gone, and I paid too much for them. But
how much did you pay?
$140 and $150.
Oh, ouch!
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when those were $69.
So do I.
I got one.
That was like
for
5 months ago.
Well,
Yeah.
I got one for 100, but it's on back order and won't be shipped for 25 days.
Right.
But I got it. It's on its way.
Yeah. Checks in the mail.
That's right. Anyway, Black Ice Coatings, he does Teflon, he does
Hydro
Cerakote, he
dipping,
does,
Cerakoting.
I'll bet he even does powder coating and regular paint, nail polish.
Yes, he does do
Yes.
nail polish.
So he does nails as well, is what you're saying.
Yes,
So it's a nail polish salon.
there's
as well.
there's a chair in the corner that
And you can get a massage afterward.
and yeah.
Only
That's where
if you use.
for my mani pedis. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yes.
say
Yeah.
only if you use coupon code Slickery. You have
Yes.
to use that if you want to get the
If you
massage.
use Slickery, it comes with a free massage. So
Yeah, and I call it a I call it a Stanley Petty, not a mani Petty.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
Stanley Petty.
Okay.
Anyway,
Moving on. Tackware. Tackware.com. EDC gear that everybody needs. Check them out.
so they make tacks, right?
Yeah.
that you wear.
That you can wear. Well, the toothpick's kind of like a tack.
You can stab.
There
You can stab things like a tack.
It'd hold up a picture
Yeah.
on the wall.
There you go.
So
Check
titanium.
They've got flashlights and all kinds of stuff.
Titanium tools,
EDC
and gadgets, nice flashlights, tactical aprons for barbecuing during the apocalypse.
Awesome.
Use the code TACO10, save you 10%. Utah Air Guns.
And that's okay.
No, we've moved on, Stan. Keep up.
Go ahead. No more. No more, keep
Utah
going.
Air Guns finally has a discount code, and the code is Air Candy. Air Candy
Air
will get you
Candy.
free shipping and turret stickers for your scope, so you can makes it easier for you to dial into your ranges without having to use your dope and math and hard stuff that makes my head hurt.
No kidding.
Yeah, they are actually pretty cool.
Scope stickers, huh?
So basically, you do the math once and sight it in at the different distances, and there's these little tiny stickers that you stick at that point that says, okay, that's 100 yards, or okay, that's 200 yards, or whatever. And so when you're out shooting, you're like, oh, that's a 150-yard shot. You just zip right to that mark, and you're zeroed in.
So
Pretty cool.
that's how you're able to kill those pigeons so mercilessly.
Right. I wish. They keep a healthy distance now for some reason. I don't understand.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
They've earned respect or learned respect.
They've recognized
What
my
they've
vehicle. They see it coming and they all leave.
No
But
kidding.
anyway, check out Utah
Interesting.
Air Guns. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, and they have a range in Orem. It's on
Yes.
State Street.
State
Are they
Street.
open with the COVID? Are they letting people shoot with the COVID and stuff? Or can they
I
rent a gun
think
still?
so. I think so.
Yes.
I was in there with a group 2 weeks ago, and we shot. But restrictions have changed a little bit since then. I assume they're still
Yeah.
open.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know why
still
they-
go. The range is open. I just went there yesterday.
Okay.
Concealment Solutions.
ConcealmentSolutions.com. One-stop holster shop. So anything you need holster-wise, we probably have it. And if you don't, shoot me a line and I can probably put it together for you. It's that easy.
Gotcha.
I just put
Love it.
together a brand new drop leg holster for my Ruger Mark II with the 10-inch barrel. And
Cool.
it is sweet. I was super busy and distracted today, so I didn't get pictures of it posted up, but I'll probably post them up here in the next day or two.
Yeah, so Jason makes everything from 22 holsters to black powder holsters, all the way up to the 500 Smith & Wesson drop leg holster. And if you beg him, he'll even do a drop leg high point with a suppressor holster.
and a red dot.
Well, that's
Yes.
right. I've got the drop leg for the Buckmark 22. Coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
I pull that out, and everyone is green with envy.
yeah. They're super
Yeah.
cool, I have to admit.
Very nice. Yeah.
Just
Up
wrapped
until
up
then-
our promotion with the free wallet. So if you missed that one, you missed out. But we're working on a few other things coming down the road. But in the meantime, you can use the code Show Me the Candy. and that'll save you 15%. And you get free shipping on any order over $100 on top of that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Check out
How about
concealmentsolutions.com. Mag holder.
Are we still doing mag holders? Is he still around? Or?
I think he almost died from the bird disease.
He's still
the Chinese virus.
Getting that worked on. Yeah.
He actually, so for people who don't know, he got sick from like some kind of lung infection or something.
Yeah, from
bird poop.
From his hawk.
Really? You're being serious?
No, we are serious.
It's not the COVID.
It's not the COVID. Yeah. Wow. Something to do with like when he was cleaning, the moisture and the bird poo or something. But
and the bacteria in the Jello pudding, razzmatazz. So I can't do it. We needed Carl here for that, but that's too bad. Well, we wish him well, and the best thing we could do is buy a bunch of his mag holders.
Yes,
love the mag holders,
and use the code Get in the can. I was looking at Stan.
I have candy. I'm not in the can. I am not in the can.
All right. So coupon code Get in the Van. I have candy. It'll say
yes. And I think that wraps up all of our sponsors, at least the ones that will still let us mention them on the podcast.
Okay. All right. I got some listener feedback. Quite a few, so we'll have to try and get through these pretty quick. Rodney M. wrote in and said, listen to episode 65 and have a bit to add to your conversation about gorilla tape for first aid. I'm trained as a tactical medic and an instructor in tactical emergency casualty care. Gorilla tape or gaffer's tape, if you can get it, work great, even to seal what many call a sucking chest wound. I keep some on me at all times. Just cut some corrugated plastic, the yard sign material, to the width of the tape and about 4 inches long, and start wrapping tape on it. Tab over the end for ease of use, and it will fit anywhere, even in jeans pockets.
Huh.
That's kind of cool to know. So
yeah,
that's something. If you're a shooter, you'd probably want to make sure you have that in your first aid kit.
Yeah. Actually, I wasn't part of that conversation, but you and I discussed a little bit of trauma training possibly in the future. But that's one thing I'd heard from Kyle Hill. Duct tape. If you can't, there's all this fancy gauze and stuff like that. But in a trauma situation, it doesn't matter. You just cram the hole full of whatever, and masking tape, whatever works fine.
Rocks.
Duct tape, 200. They call it
full of rocks.
Rocks if they're absorbent rocks.
No, not rocks.
Pine cones.
Pine cones, needles, pine needles.
Okay.
No, best to use gauze, but it doesn't have to be perfect.
Sure.
What you're doing is trying to stop the bleeding, but that stuff works like nobody's business. It's a little
but
tough taking it off, but
there's a big difference between duct tape and gorilla tape, and people use the terms interchangeably, and they are not. They're very different. They're both sticky, but that's about as far as it goes.
Okay.
The gorilla tape is much, much higher quality.
Yes.
Anyway, good stuff.
Okay, moving on. Zach A. writes in and says, hello, this is Zach A. from Montana. I recently got into powder coating bullets. I also recently bought my first Glock pistol, a Glock 19 Gen 5. That's a good gun to have.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he says, can you shoot powder-coated bullets in a stock Glock barrel? And the answer to that is
maybe. Okay, let's move on.
No. So I was going to say lots and lots of people do it. Like I do it. Most people I know who have Glocks shoot powder-coated cast bullets. Voids warranty.
It might void your warranty. Back in the day, we used to shoot just plain lead, and that's why I got the cut barrel.
Yeah, Stan, you got to stop.
Replace it better. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
My head itches.
Okay.
That's what you're laughing at, Jason.
Yes.
It's a nervous tick I have.
Nervous
I've tried just plain lead. I haven't tried since I bought the cut barrel, the cut rifling barrel from Lone Wolf Distributors. I haven't tried the powder coated bullets, but you'll see if you shoot after a box of 9s, if it's or say 50 lead bullets, you'll see it starting to build up on the inside of that polygonal barrel.
Polygonal.
Yeah. Okay.
Polygonal or whichever. So
yeah. So he says, is it true that traditional lead bullets are unsafe in Glock handguns? Also, does powder coating just reduce leading or eliminate it completely? Also, I would like some powder coat recommendations. I've used Eastwood Ford Dark Blue with good results, but I haven't fired them yet. Thanks for the podcast, and the podcast is great. I look forward to it every week, but I do miss Carl's strange voices he did in the beginning episodes. LOL. All right, I'm going to try and hit these questions and answers real fast. So Stan already mentioned that he has shot the lead bullets in his Glock barrel. I will say a lot of that has to do with sizing of the bullets. You want to make sure that if you're shooting the traditionally lubed, and I guess it also applies with powder coated bullets, you want to make sure that your bullets are sized larger than the bore. If they're sized too small, then that leads to the leading and inaccuracies a lot faster. Well, the leading faster and inaccuracies. And as far as
smaller, really, is that because it just wobbles down the barrel, or?
Well, it doesn't seal the bore.
I see.
And so you get the hot gases that go through and cut the bullet.
Oh,
and that's what deposits the lead onto the inside of the barrel. Okay. Also,
science, people. Yeah. Science.
So if you are going to if you're planning on shooting, cast lead bullets all the time in your Glock, you may consider getting one with cut rifling, traditional rifling. But I've shot thousands of coated cast bullets through my Glocks with no issues. Okay. And then
none whatsoever.
Wow.
And
he says, also, I would like some powder coat recommendations. I've used the Eastwood Ford Dark Blue. That's pretty good. The Ford Light Blue is also good. The powder bythepound.com Glass Clear is probably my top favorite powder, and it's just a clear coat. And that one works good. If you are having problems with the powder sticking, you can add that to it, and it just seems like it helps. But I've had really good luck with it. There's a lot of the pastel colors from powderbythepound.com that work really well. But anyways, yeah, just avoid Harbor Freight powders. Those suck. So, all right, we got a message from Lee from Black Ice. So, Lee says, hey boys, the camera system that Utah Air Guns uses is called the Side Shot. It was developed by Justin's friend Thane Simmons up in Logan. He also developed the bigger magazine for the FX Impact. We have one at my shop and they work great. I have video of shooting ladybugs at 40 yards from my desk.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's also sexist if you ask me.
Yeah. Lee, I would post some of those videos on your Instagram. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, that would be cool to see.
Ladybugs disappearing at 40 yards.
All right. John D writes in, and he says, love the show, guys. Been a listener since the first Gun Dudes episodes and followed through the SX3 and now the CTD days. And believe it or not,
he seems to have some brain cells left.
Yeah, that's what he says. Believe it or not, I retained the cognitive abilities to write. Had a suggestion for the paint cover that Jay's Cust has been working on. Gopher, aka blow snake, as we call them here in Utah. Not to mention gophers may be a common target for such murder sprees charged by said tank.
Okay.
So that's an idea for you. All right. Josh M writes in and he says, hey guys, love the show. I was listening to this week's podcast about the mountain lion and realized that I have finally succeeded at tuning out, as this is the first I had heard about it. It was funny to hear Jason making excuses for the dudes being gone because it was Friday. They are rarely there anyways, LOL. Dan, oh man, that must hurt you right there,
The dudes got called out.
And he says, Jason, I think you need to call your air tank holder the Constrictor, like boa constrictor. Keep up the great work. You all keep me laughing on my drive to work and back for a couple days a week. Thanks, Josh.
Nice. Thanks, Josh.
All right, that's all we have for listener feedback. But I was going to say there was another message. This one was from Jerry 1911, and He was pretty upset that we had our bummer episode. Was it the last one where
The Downer episode?
It was like the Debbie Downer episode, and he wanted us to talk about some of the Trump stuff and some of the cheating that going on, shady stuff. But anyways, we will move on to the Misfire Award.
Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
And now it's time for the Misfire Award. Dope!
Kevin C. sent this in. A man on parole, just over 4 months for carjacking, accidentally shot himself in the leg after Chicago police approached a suspicious SUV at a Southside gas station this week, authorities said. I might have been there. I might have seen him. We were in the south side of Chicago. Rough area, got to tell you. Huh. Noriega Evans, spelled just like it sounds, 20, was a passenger in a Dodge Durango that caught the attention of officers about 12:40 p.m. on the 200 block of West Pershing Road just south of Guaranteed Rate Field, according to police. 12:40 p.m. must be on lunch
very
break.
Specific.
I know. That's what it says right here. Just the facts, Jason. I just give the facts.
Right.
The officers noticed Indiana fleet license plates on the silver SUV and knew there had been a rash of thefts of similar vehicles, according to the police report. They approached the SUV and talked to the driver, Jalen Howard, 18, as Evan got out and sat near the gas pumps. Howard gave the officers his driver's license, which they found was suspended. Big surprise.
Yeah.
And they handcuffed him. As Evans was sitting by the pumps talking on a cell phone, there was a gunshot, and officers saw Evans bleeding from the right thigh. The report states, cameras captured Evans shooting himself while he was alone and not handcuffed. Look, I can't go to jail. I'm hurt.
I'll show you.
Or police brutality. Noriega lives matter. Let's see. While he was alone in handcuffs, the police were states. Okay, officers applied a tourniquet and took him to the University of Chicago Hospital. They searched Evans and found a semi-automatic weapon in his pants. Police also confiscated a .45 caliber semi-automatic handgun from Howard after finding it inside his Canada Goose jacket. Howard was charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon and a misdemeanor driving on a suspended license. He was ticketed for operating an uninsured motor vehicle, police said. Evans was charged with unlawful use of a weapon and reckless discharge of a firearm, both felonies. Wow, those are both felonies?
Get a felony for shooting yourself in the leg.
How do you celebrate New Year's?
I know. And the funny thing is, if it would have killed him, the other guy would have been charged with murder because it's a felony. Anyway, he was also wanted on a warrant and charged with one misdemeanor for count for obstructing identification. But there you go. Keep your hands off your gun if it's in your pocket. Boy, those words could never be more pertinent, right?
Couple of winners.
Hands off your gun when it's in your pocket.
Wow.
There you go. The end. Thanks, Kevin C.
Excellent.
That's awesome.
It was so nice to have a Misfire Award.
Good job.
And another good reason to have a holster, right, Jason?
Yes. It's much harder to shoot yourself with a good holster.
There you go. Awesome. Taco, back to you, buddy.
All right. Now let's move on to what we did with guns this week, or last couple weeks, I guess.
I'm just jumping right in there. Eager beaver, I'll go first. I have become, every person that knows me, that knows about guns, or knows that I have a gun, wants one, has called me in the last week or so. I've been brokering all kinds of stuff. Yeah, go look here, go look there, do this, do that, go. And there's just nothing out there. I did, however, find out Gunnies did get a shipment of 9 and 5.56 in. They were boxes of 200 rounds. And they were $63 for a box of 200, which actually isn't that bad. It's like $15 a box.
Yeah, that's
normally like $9. That's not bad. Limit one box.
That isn't bad.
That's really pretty good right now.
Yeah. And the 5.56, I think he said they were going for like 75 cents a round. That's just what and that's just what it is. Now, I know they try to keep the prices down, but, I don't fault them for that. I'm sure it was more expensive for them to purchase on the wholesale side, too.
It is, for sure.
It is.
Gunny's does a really good job as far as I'm concerned. You hear people talking about gouging. I don't think there's any such thing in a free market as gouging. I mean, price is what the market will bear.
Yeah, if you're willing to pay the price, then, whatever.
Yeah. That's my opinion. So, but I did refer to, I was able to get a gun ordered for my younger brother, an AR, through Davidson Defense, of all people.
A complete gun?
But
complete AR?
Well, a complete AR. He's got the lower, stripped lower.
So just all the components to finish it.
Yeah, the build kit, and it was with some backup sights around $600, which right now ain't bad.
No,
that ain't bad.
That's not.
A decent kit. Now, you guys, we were talking the other day, and you guys said something about Davidson. You guys don't like Davidson? Because whenever I go in there, they say, "Where's Taco? We love Taco." Oh, the Taco dudes. They love Taco.
Davidson's to me it's kind of like Harbor Freight, where
there you go.
they've got some really low end, not so great stuff, but then they've got some really good stuff, and their prices are always pretty reasonable. So
yeah,
but I like Davidson's. You just have to be a little more discerning about what you're buying.
Yeah, I was going to say the things that I tend to not buy there is things that
don't have a brand name on them.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll say it. I don't buy barrels from them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, they're cheap, and they are cheap. Well, some of them, but they do. What's funny is some people will they'll buy their bottom barrel, build kits, and then complain that, they're cheap. And it's like, well, what do you expect? But
you get what you pay for.
They do carry higher quality brands too. Like they had some Ballistic Advantage barrels a little while back, and Aero Precision. They make good stuff, and they carry their stuff. They just carry a larger spectrum of quality, I guess. And if you go with the cheapest cheap, that's what you're going to get. But
you're going to get. And if you're going for accuracy, the barrel and the bolt are the two main things. Free float handguard, much better than the other handguards with the Delta ring. But I've purchased a number of handguards. Some of them were really not comfortable. You're right. And then they're bottom, or they're a little lower quality, but they're also cheaper. So if you can deal with that, it's great. I agree, but I like everything that I've gotten from them has been fantastic so far. You just have to know what you're getting.
Yeah, and sometimes they get stuff like, for example, when the key mod stuff was all going out of style, I guess, and everybody was closing out their key mod stuff, then they bought all that for cheap, and then they sold it for cheap, And some of that stuff was high quality. It's just undesirable type of
outdated.
Or
outdated,
less desirable. Yeah.
And I got this one. I think it was made by Remington. It was a handguard. It was I think it was a surplus thing, but super heavy duty, and it weighs a lot too, but high quality. So you just got to know what you're getting when you go shopping there.
Yeah, they carry. Last time I was in there was probably 3 weeks ago. And they had a stack of Anderson and Aero Precision lowers that, I looked at them, I thought, no, I got enough lowers. But if I haven't been in there recently, but I'll bet you they're all sold out now.
How much were they?
They have lowers there, but they're like $105 or something like that.
Okay, they were like 45 for the Andersons and 60, 70 for the Aeros. I prefer the Aero Precision myself.
Yeah,
got a bunch of Andersons, but Aero seems to be a little nicer machined. What do you think?
Yeah,
I like the Aero.
Those were the
Arrows are pretty
sold out, but
they are prettier. Yeah, so they go first, and people. Yeah, and for a difference of $20, why in the heck wouldn't you do that? So
yeah. Okay, Jason, what'd you do with guns?
Well, like I said, I picked up 3 bolt carrier groups. I actually picked up 2 stripped Anderson AR lowers today at Gunny's. I was shocked at how much inventory they still have.
Yeah, that store always amazes me.
Yeah.
What they have when nobody else has anything.
Yeah. So Anderson lowers, and these are actually a little bit nicer I think the ones that have the horse, their logo in them are like a nitride finish. So it's kind of got that, I don't know, velvety finish that's kind of rough. These they had no logo or anything on them, and they looked very much like the same finish as an Aero Precision. And they were
cool.
And they were $50.
Oh, nice. When did you buy them?
Today.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I picked up 2 of those.
Did they have the Trump thing on the side that you were showing me?
You know what? I passed on it today, but I think I'm going to go back and get one of those.
Get a Punisher, Trump Punisher,
the Trumpisher.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, and I don't know who makes it, if it's an Anderson or which one it is, but it's the Punisher logo, but it's got the Trump hair on it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And if they could color it orange, it would be perfect. But
yes. Yeah.
You could always take your crayon and do it.
Right.
There you go.
So in addition to picking those up, I did sell a couple of things. I sold a Glock 43, which is, times are kind of weird right now. So I posted this Glock 43. It had one of my Cobra outside the waistband holsters that retail for $70, an ASP inside the waistband holster that retails for $45, and a mag carrier that retails for $25. And I got to tell you,
I'm an ASP man myself.
I just got to tell you, we know.
I love those.
So like $150 worth of brand new holsters with a brand new unfired Glock 43, and I listed it for $625.
Wow.
And it sat there for over a week. Nobody calling me. This guy finally came in, and I sold it to him for $600 for everything, which was a steal.
Holy crap!
You're gonna buy that stuff anyway, and you're getting it dirt cheap when you consider any gun shop that's got a Glock right now, a Glock 43. If they have it, it's gonna be $550.
Yeah, but that's the thing about selling a gun with mods or accessories. Like,
people don't see the value in it.
People, it does not raise the value, like, even like half of what you spent or half of what those accessories are.
Well, fortunately for me, I don't. Since I'm manufacturing it, it's a little bit different. I can offer that and sweeten the deal, and I still end up okay on it.
Yeah, but, you're better off like listing the gun separately, and then you list the accessories for that gun. And then you'll get more money out of the whole thing.
I usually do pretty well when I do that. I haven't ever offered that much gear with one before. And that was probably partly, like you said, there's not as much value seen in it. On the other end of the spectrum, so that AK that I bought from Carl several years ago, the AMD 65, that he wanted to sell me for $250, and I said no, and I gave him $275, so he couldn't complain that he could have got more for it because I paid him more than he asked for it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even blued. It was one of the ugliest guns I've ever seen, and so I rattle can painted it desert tan with tiger camo stripes on it. Had a 40.
And you put it in your violin case. That's the one.
Yeah, it was a trombone case.
Trombone case.
Yeah, I since I sold the trombone case with another AK that I had, so I didn't have a case for it, but it had the 40-round mag and a couple of 30-round mags and that sweet paint job, and then I threw in about $100 worth of hollow point ammo for it. And I was looking at stuff on Utah Gun Exchange to gauge where to price it and stuff. So I put it up there for $725, thinking it'll be there for a couple of days. It was gone in an hour.
Yeah.
At full price. I was like, holy crap. I thought people were going to totally balk at my paint job, but because if I'd done that to an AR and put it on there, people wouldn't have looked at it. They would have, well, maybe they would now, but yeah. It would have brought the value down. That actually increased the value because it was an AK, and rattle can paint jobs are acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you should have seen how the place where we put them together. This was down in Flagstaff. Yeah.
Right.
It was pretty. That was I kind of gifted mine to a friend.
Right.
And his son, because I really like the kid, and he's a good kid, and he ended up turning around and selling it and making a profit on it. I'm like, dude, I would have kept it if I would never have sold it. But interesting, $750. That's a good deal.
Yeah. I kicked myself. I went, man, I probably could have got 9 for it, but oh well.
So I saw a picture of a PS90 Taco. Was that you? You sent that? Were you looking at buying that, or was that you, Jason?
No, that was
no.
That I found it at Gunny's, and so I sent it to
$1,500.
Carl.
Yeah, that's a good buy.
That's not bad.
I think
for these times.
Yeah, he's got to skip on it because he spent his money on something else.
Gum.
So, yeah,
he probably spent it on gum.
So, are you done, Jason? Do I get to go?
On his house. Yeah,
that's all I did.
Taco.
Okay, so I've done like tons of stuff for the last couple weeks with guns. I've been doing a lot of reloading with 223 and 9mm, and also 300 blackout. I'm trying to replace all the 300 blackout bunny fart loads that I've shot and given away to family to shoot. So
I was just gonna say, I'll bet you didn't shoot as many as other people did.
Oh yeah, well it's funny. You think a single shot people aren't gonna shoot a high quantity of ammo, but they shoot more of that than like anything else. All the semi-autos, everything, and they just sit there, they crack it open, put it around in, cock it, pull the trigger, break it open, pull it out, and they just keep doing that like a machine. And they just have a blast. Like the kids, that's their favorite gun to shoot and their favorite cartridge.
And after I shot it, I've looked everywhere and I can't find one of those. I have not found one yet.
Yeah, they're hard to find. But then I actually finished my build for my Encore 12-inch 4570 right here. I'm showing it. I'll put a picture on my Instagram so people can see. But yeah, it's a 12-inch 4570 Encore, and I put one of those chody, or I don't know how you say it.
Chody. I like chody.
Chody. I put a chody M4 stock,
or
basically a
chote.
Chote, yeah. I put a chote buffer tube
French
adapter on there, and since it is this is a registered SBR, I can put a real stock on there. So,
where did you get that butt stock, by the way?
Now, I was going to say, this is a Luth AR, and it's the adjustable stock with the adjustable height and length of pull, and it fits on a regular carbine buffer tube. This one I got at Davidson Defense, and I got a good deal on it. They were selling it pretty decent price for the times. But yeah, and then I have the Heritage Arms that's or Cold Shot LLC minute of angle base, and that's the one that you just dial. It's this adjustable scope base, and it's made for the extreme long range shooters. And so I can just dial, like, I think it was I don't know, over 100 MOA of adjustment.
Wow.
And then I put my Vortex, it's one of their hunting scopes on. And
the Diamondback, or
no, it's one of the
Crossfire.
The nicer hunting scopes. It's
Viper.
Razor HD LH.
Ooh, wow.
Like the light hunter. It's got really good glass, man. I like it.
Yeah, for a 4570, you're going to need that 100 inches of MOA if you're going to dial out anywhere.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, so, I mean, you're with the 4570, you're shooting rainbows. And so I thought it'd be cool to have this scope mounted on, and then I'll just like sight it in at like 75 yards or 100 yards, and then be able to dial and, lob that lead out there as like a rainbow, but still be able to see it with the scope. And on the end, I have that hybrid 46 suppressor from Silencer Co. And so I wanted to take those 500 grain subsonics and do some lead lobbing at longer distances and just have fun with it. So I finished it, and it looks awesome, and it feels good. With I was going to talk to Jason to see if he could figure out a way to give me some more vertical height on this AR. Yeah, on the cheek weld, but I don't know.
Look at it.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Just because I think when I start dialing 300 MOA, and so it's so you can see the tip of the barrel with the scope, then oh well, that's one
that'll
of the,
be cool.
that's one of the things. What's cool about having the short barrel is then you won't see the end of the barrel necessarily if you dial like 300
Well,
MOA.
when you get back from Thanksgiving, we'll have to go out and test that out. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it should be fun.
That is cool.
So that was one project gun that I finished, and very happy about that. You guys were talking about the Punisher Trump lower.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So I picked up another AR-15 lower, and I was at Gunny's, and, they had them for $69.
Yeah.
And
they still have them for $69.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
So if someone's looking for a
Trumpisher?
Yeah, a Trumpisher. Yeah, lower. Then they have that.
Like
it's
it.
just, I think it's laser engraved on it.
Yeah.
So it looks cool. I figured, while Trump is still president, I'd buy one of these, and who knows what's going to happen in the next couple weeks and month, I guess, who's going to end up being our president. But
Right.
We'll talk about that, won't we?
Yeah.
In a minute here.
But I did that, and I also went to Utah Air Guns and squared up with Justin. I gave him a bunch of money, and so then I could technically say that I own my air gun. And
very cool.
I also looked at that one that you were talking about last time.
Oh, the Cayman?
Yes, it's
the tactical 2x4.
Yeah, it's the Air Max. That's who makes it. Air Max.
Yeah.
Cayman.
What do you think of it?
Well, that was the second time I looked at it, and man, I really think it would fit my purposes well.
Right.
And so I'm tempted to get one of those, but they're little over $1,000. So
right. The only downside I can see to it is the magazine capacity. I think it's only got a 10-round magazine.
But it's flush.
Because of that, it fits more or less flush, so I can shoot it from the left and not have the magazine, poking me in the face.
Yeah. So I also picked up a SIG 716 piston gun, AR-10 type gun. I figured that's a good gun to have right now.
Where does that put your count to?
I picked up the Trump lower and the SIG 716, and I sold the AK-74, bought the Marlin Dark in 44 mag. So I'm at a total of 4 net new guns. Yeah. For the year. And we're
got a month and a half to hold out.
A month and a half. And that's not counting any air guns, so it's kind of cheating. But
are you going on a spending spree in January?
I kind of want to buy another lower. Just if I can get one for $50.
That's kind of where I was at too.
That's like pre-craziness price. So
yeah, you could pick up an Anderson lower before things went nuts for $40 pretty easily. So if they're 50 right now, that's still
good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. I figure I have so many uppers without lowers, and I figure why not finish out a couple, especially if Biden, becomes the president. It'd be nice to just have them be whatever.
Right.
And even worse, President Harris, if she takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
sure.
I would look for in the first week or month at least.
Yeah. So
the guy's a kook.
I've been looking at like fixed stocks to use for something that's like a longer, heavier barrel for like a longer range 223, or maybe like a 6 what is it? Not 6 Grendel, but 6 arc. Maybe picking up a 6 arc barrel. And so I was looking at those Luth AR. Was it MBA 2? Anyways, those look pretty cool, and they're not too expensive. So I have those, a couple of those in my cart for Davidson Defense.
Oh, really? Okay, because I'm looking for something like that to put on my MDT instead of just a regular.
Yeah. Does your MDT have the ability to use the rifle buffer tubes?
No, it's the carbine. So it's the carbine tubes.
Okay,
that's what the Luth uses.
Yeah. Well, the Luth AR, they have the MBA2, which is like a fixed, so it uses the A2 buffer tube and stuff. But the one I showed you, this one is really good for what you want to do. I kind of want to get another one of those for my Howa mini build. So
yeah, cool. Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I did with guns.
Tell us what's going on with Biden. I just got a notice that the court in Pennsylvania disallowed a whole bunch of votes. So it said, I think that he won Pennsylvania, is going to win Pennsylvania. What do you know about that?
It's undecided yet. They haven't declared the state for.
I mean,
yet.
the way I'm looking at it, the way things are right now, it's going to be near impossible for Trump to win unless in the courts they can prove that there was fraud and a significant amount of it to overturn the way things are going right now. I'm just surprised at the number of people I've talked to this week or heard about, either way, that are like, I'm not even worried. They're going to overturn it or whatever, and he'll still be the president. And I'm thinking, really?
Yeah.
I don't feel that way at all.
It does not look good for Trump. He has to, it's like kind of like a few Hail Mary passes that he has to complete.
Right.
So
not just one.
Not just
several.
One,
right.
But like multiple. Yeah.
It's a very long shot. And this isn't the first time a presidential election has gone to the courts. I know Bush and Gore, that all went to court too, and it didn't change the outcome. And that was way closer than what this is right now.
Yeah.
At least I believe it is. So, I feel like there are a lot of people in the Second Amendment community who are still just kind of biding their time, like, oh no, it's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And then come January when it's not, they're all going to panic and crash the stores, the gun stores.
You think so?
I
more
think
than they've already been crashed. Huh? Wow.
Yeah.
No, not like they should have been based on the way things are going, in my opinion. But yeah, so that's why. Go ahead, Stan.
Oh, I'm just going to say, I think I agree with you. I think if he wins, it's going to be a miracle. I hope he does, but I'm pessimistic.
Yeah.
And I just can't see it.
Based on that, the way things are going and could go and look like they are going, we talked a little bit about stuff that you would buy on site based on the situations that we're in now. Like for me,
magazines, AR-15 magazines, first thing.
Yeah, I'm more lowers.
So
that's why I bought those today.
Buy on site means if you see it, you buy it. So there's tons of magazines on the internet and at Gunny's and at Davidson's. So are you saying that as soon as you go to that store, you're going to buy that on site?
Okay, no, I guess if you need them, yeah. I mean, you got to take stock. One of my friends during Obama spent $50,000 on magazines, literally, and tripled his money.
Oh, geez.
He just, or quadrupled his money. But I don't need 100 more mags, so no. I think you got to take stock of what you need.
Right.
Buy on site, no matter what. Yeah, it's a different story. You're right.
I would throw in there small pistol primers and small rifle primers. And I guess if you shoot more large pistol or large rifle, then buy those. Buy them while they're...
Now, here's a question to add on top of that. Are you buying that on site at ridiculous prices?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't need them. I have
okay, but I'm saying so somebody who needs 9mm. At what point are you going to draw the line? So right now, the most common price I'm seeing for a box of 50 9mm rounds is $30. Is that a buy on site price, or are we thinking no, it's going to calm down in the next few months and the supply is going to come back in and it'll all be okay?
Well, that depends on who you are. Cause like if I see 9mm for like $10 a box, I'm like taking the pass on it. I'm like, dude, I can load that for like $3 or $2 for a box. So,
right.
Yeah.
So, but for other people, if they have nothing and they find it for $15 a box, dude, that's total buy on site for them.
So if they have nothing, and if you're one of the few Americans, because there have been more AR-15 rifles, and by rifles you can just classify that as bare minimum the lower. More AR-15s, AR-15 lowers, and kits sold than any other gun in America the last year or two running. If you don't have one, I would go out and get one. Yeah. Period. Even at $100 for a lower, I would go that.
Yeah, for a stripped lower, you're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other parts will come in, they can bend lower parts and stuff like that, and then you're screwed. But
Right.
first things first, the lower, and then magazines, because the gun doesn't work without the magazines. So
Right.
I guess it's all a question of inventory. What do you need? And I'm like Taco. I can load 9, not for $3, but I can load it for a lot less than $30 a box.
You know what's a buy on site handgun for me?
What?
A High Point C9 with the comp model. It's the one with the extended barrel that you can thread. If I see
Oh
one of those, I'm
gosh.
buying it on site because
My little brother. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say because they're not very common, and I don't know how my father-in-law
For good reason.
Well, there's a lot of people who would pay a good dollar for a threaded High Point barrel.
Yeah.
True.
But they just
Speaking of
don't
high
exist.
points, my little brother went out to a pawn shop in Vernal and saw 2 of them. They were having a half price sale, and they were half off. And he
Buy
bought
one, get one
2 of them,
free.
basically $89 a piece for the 9mm carbine, High Point carbine rifle.
Oh
These
wait,
things
For
are
what?
awesome.
$89?
Yeah, he got them for $89. They were from a pawn shop, used. One
Oh,
was
geez.
Oh, okay.
with a rattle can on it, really looked kind of hokey, and the other was just black.
Yeah,
and
no,
had been shot.
that's a good buy.
That is,
Yeah.
I'll go along. That is a good buy.
Because
Yeah, I would have bought them
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
if you accidentally threw it in a fire and they would replace it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. The High
But,
Point carbine is not in the same category as a High Point pistol.
I agree.
No, it actually shoots really well. It's got a little more oomph than a pistol does because that longer barrel. But if you could find one for $89, I would buy that. That would be a must buy for me. Buy on site. If I saw that, take it
Wow.
for that price.
We've just lost all of our listeners because we've all agreed that a High Point is a must buy on site. They all just turned off the radio.
Tell you what else I'd buy for the price too. I bought my SKSs for $90 a piece. If I could find those for 90 or even 200 maybe, I'd buy a case of them at $200. So the SKS is a fantastic, underrated rifle too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I would throw that Anderson for $50. That's a buy on site for me. If I find one for $50, I'm going to buy it.
I may have to run up there.
Piles of them at Gunny's.
I know. I'm going to go up there and I'll probably buy one.
Are they in the blister packs?
They had some that were, the ones I bought were not. They were just.
So they have some with the non-trigger guard. It's a hard bar underneath, no trigger guard.
That's what these were. Yeah.
Oh, cool. I actually like those better.
Yeah, and they had a black glossy finish instead of that flat.
Well, they still sell rattle can paint. You could paint it any color you want, right?
Exactly. Actually,
or send it to Lee and let him put some black ice on it.
It just depends if you like it or like the gun or not. Because if you like it, go have Lee do it the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
With the AK was a completely different boat because I couldn't have made it worse. I just could not have made it worse. So, but
to be fair, that wasn't Carl's fault. I mean, we built those.
It was your fart, Stan. It always.
No, it wasn't my fart either. It wasn't my fart either. It wasn't his fault. That's just what it's a tanker gun with a wire stock, and they use the pistol stock for the hand grip on the front to save money. It's just reversed, and it's hilarious. Well, but they're good shooting little guns. They really
and
were.
That has a fantastic trigger in it. It really did have a fantastic trigger.
Yeah, the triggers we get. Now, just so everybody knows, you can get those kits still.
Yeah.
From Arms of America.
Cells recording the podcast.
Arms of America.
To it.
No, it was Arms of America, and he has all kinds of kits.
Is he still in business?
Better stuff now. Oh, yeah. Armsofamerica.com. Tell them Stan sent you. But, you can still build those for a lot less money. Well, okay. I have not been to him since I haven't been on their website, obviously, a few months. So I don't know what's going on with the scare right now, but they had all kinds of kits and barrels and everything with them. And if you can do the trunnion with a press, you need a press to press the barrel into the trunnion. You can either do rivets or you can do fasteners. Their AK's a really simple gun to make. Anybody can make them with a little bit of research and stuff like that. But those were actually really, they're making them in the third world countries with a hammer and a rivet thing.
Right.
You just put over the rivet with a hammer. Unbelievable.
Children are building them right now.
Yep. As we speak, with their nice little, intricate hands that can do all that fine work. So,
I was going to say, he does have some kits in stock, but they're not cheap. I would say if I were to do like an AK nowadays, I would probably just go get one from Palmetto. I think they're probably one of the best deals as far as values, the best values out there for, high quality,
what are they, $700?
lifetime guarantee. And I don't know what they are now. I got mine for
they're
$550.
$1,500 now.
Yeah. But I
don't want to make
really
you feel bad,
mine.
Jason. So I'm not going to tell you how much. I'm not going to tell you how much we paid for the kits.
Oh, I know exactly how much you paid for them.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
How much?
$250.
Okay, there you go.
Right. That's because that's what he wanted to sell it to me for. And I'm like,
and I'm offended.
That's
I would have
not
bought
enough
that on site.
And he's like, well, that's what I paid for it. I don't want to take advantage of you. And I was like, well, I don't want to take advantage of you either. He could have sold it. He could have sold it for $500 in a heartbeat.
I was surprised that you sold it you were able to sell it with those wonky crooked sights.
Well, no one looks at the sights.
The sights are totally wonky.
The whole gun was a little bit wonky when you have a wire stock that you can't really even get behind.
I'm talking about there was some serious cant to those sights.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
He did. Carl's not real handy. Christy does all the handyman work around the house, so he did struggle a little bit. I'll admit. But thing is they were tanker guns. It was built with an 11-inch barrel and a muzzle brake, and it didn't even need a stock because all it was a spray and pray kind of gun anyway.
Right.
But with the 16-inch barrel, it did have a really nice trigger, and they were actually quite accurate. At least mine was.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
I had no complaints about the gun other than how it looked until I got my hands on it.
Okay, so I have a question. I was going to say, I have a question for the listeners. Let us know what are your buy on-site type items, whether it be for reloading or
toilet paper.
if there's a gun that you would just buy on site. So I think we're out of time though.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
thanks for listening, guys, and take a liberal shooting.
And be safe and be nice.
Thanks for the feedback. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, see you next week. Okay. Sorry this one was late. It's Stan's fault.
No. I've got big shoulders. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Hang on, real quick.
Yeah.
Stan, you can't touch the thing right there, or else it makes a scratch.
You can hear that on my.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I was. You mean I can't itch and scratch?
You can't
in this medium.
Especially if you can't scratch.
You can't. Every time you flip that up or down, or you touch that part right there, it makes
I apologize.
So
Stan,
yes,
we'll edit all this out.
Please stop touching your parts, okay? We're trying to record a podcast.
I apologize. Very unprofessional of me.
No scratching, no touching.
Humbly. Okay, I'll just sit here and twiddle my thumbs. Continuing. Moving on.